Rich and I were in Vegas this weekend. Peyton was with us in Vegas, too. Actually, Noah was in Vegas, too, but he was doing something separate. He was at the BTS concert in Vegas. In fact, everywhere you went in Vegas, BTS was everywhere. BTS T-shirts, BTS everything. It's like, even at the airport yesterday, there was like thousands of BTS T-shirts everywhere.
They took over.
They did.
BTS Army is strong.
But Rich and I were there for this award show. We were asked to present an award with Paula Abdul from American Idol. And so we were there this weekend. And that was crazy, right, Rich?
It's almost hard to describe. I feel like I dropped into an entirely different dimension on planet Earth with all the TikTokers because they're all so unique and like just captivating to the eye. Like it was like a
TikTok.
Weird.
It was a TikTok award show, kind of, for TikTok creators.
Mm-hmm.
But not like Charlie D'Amelio and Addison Rae. It was a different type. It was TikTokers that have put positive vibes out in the world, right? So it was called the Cheer Choice Awards and the Unity Awards, and Paula Abdul was part of that. And so all these creators that have done good in the world were there. But there's all kinds of weirdness. They're all a little off.
Yeah. Wait, what? Do you mean?
Well, I mean, it's almost like you know how like when you go to a place like the Renaissance Festival and you're like, okay, this is a different vibe here that you got to get used to and you got to sink into. It's like that. It was like everybody at the Renaissance Festival got dressed up and went to an award show.
there was just some different type of people there. There was a guy there. And 100%, you swear he was Santa Claus. He was there as Santa Claus. His TikTok account is Santa Claus, and he was accepting an award as Santa Claus, and he was there. And there's other people there that probably have to tell you to describe them. To describe them to you, it probably wouldn't be politically correct. I have to do it off the air to tell you about these people.
Is this Santa Claus guy on TikTok, is he like giving out presents every single day? Like, is that what he's doing for the community?
I haven't gone on his account to look what he does, but he must have. But he's got like 5 million followers. Then there's people there with 20 million followers and 10 million followers. And
that's nuts.
And then we were there with 20,000 followers.
So when we get there, we're sussing out the place. Even though we know we're supposed to go up and present an award, we're still kind of like getting the vibe of things. So as you would expect, we are in the back right corner of the room at the farthest away table. Yeah. And then about 20 minutes later, as the ceremony starts, somehow they're kicking some billionaire out of a seat in the front, and they're sitting us right in the front.
Right in the front.
I mean, right by the podium, right in the front. And who comes walking in and sits right at our table? Paula Abdul and her crew. And the rest of the night just got weirder and weirder and more fun.
Like we couldn't leave because we were in the front table. Do you know what I mean? And it was like broadcast. It was that part was uncomfortable. But do you want to hear one of the most Mexican things that could possibly happen?
Oh no, you took the centerpiece.
So the event was over, and there was like an after party, right? So there was a huge after party. But Paula Abdul's group was like, hey, Paula wants you guys to come with us to dinner. So we're going to go to dinner. So there's like, let's say 15 people walking to a group to dinner. We're going down an escalator. And I'm at that moment thinking, I'm going to slide out. I don't think I'm going to this dinner or this after party. And I'm walking ahead of people. And Paula Abdul says, Johnjay. I'm like, yeah. She goes, let me introduce you to somebody. So I turn around. She goes, I want you to meet Alma. She's your cousin.
Okay. No.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, my cousin? Yes. She's from Magdalena, Mexico. She also grew up in Nogales. And I meet this girl who literally is my cousin. Her mom and my mom are cousins.
First cousins.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? And so now her and I go off to the side with her husband. And she's a TikTok creator, and she like goes around the country and speaks to these mom groups, and she has this huge following, and she knows every single person in my family. And then I get on my Mexican group chat on WhatsApp, and she goes, "You got a group chat on WhatsApp?" I go, "Yeah, it's the Moreno group chat." She goes, "I have a Moreno group chat," and then I go, "Hey, I'm sitting here with this girl Alma. She says she's my cousin." I send a picture, and she's like, "My Aunt Malu." Sí, es tu prima. I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me? How is this? Like, how did this happen?"
And how did Paula Abdul introduce you to your cousin? It was the whole weekend was weird like that.
So random.
That's how it is with Mexicans. You don't even know your first cousins.
Unbelievable, man. Just unbelievable. What happened to you, Suzette? Got to hear this. Your peaceful weekend.
Well, it was actually really nice to have a really relaxing weekend because I feel like for months we've had something every single weekend, and I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to stay home and relax and clean and organize what I need to do. Everything in my room and in the house, everything. So we finally had that this weekend. And it was like probably in the middle of the day yesterday, we decided that we wanted to take a nap. It was my husband and I. And we were like, okay, whenever the baby, our 7-month-old, decides to go to sleep, we'll take a nap with him. We're like, all right. And so we see that he's cranky, he's fighting his sleep, and we're like, okay, he's getting ready to take a nap. So finally, he goes to sleep, and we're like, oh, we're all gonna nap together on the same bed. So we put the baby in between us, and we finally crash out. And then I feel the baby is like fussy. And I'm like, no, he's not hungry. So I try to give him like a bottle. He doesn't want a bottle. And I'm like, what's wrong with him? So I'm like feeling his diaper and I'm like, oh, he's really peed. Like I need to change his diaper. That's probably what's bothering him. So I'm like half asleep from this nap. I think we were like 10 minutes in and I'm changing his diaper and it's taking me a while. All of a sudden I see this streak of pee just go up. And I'm like, oh, I'm trying to stop it, but I can't like grab the diaper on time. And I feel Mr. Baby just jump up so quick. And he's like, ugh, was that pee in my mouth?
Oh, no.
And I'm like, that woke me up. I was like, oh, that got you? And he's like, yeah, it went straight into my mouth.
Oh, direct hit.
Because he was snoring. He always snores and his mouth was wide open.
Oh, gross.
Your son drowned him.
So it was like all over his face, on his eye, his cheek, and in his mouth. And he got up and I got to brush his teeth. He was like, I can't believe that just happened. Oh my God.
They're forever bonded.
I'm so sorry. I was trying to be fast, but I was like so tired. And he's like, it's all right. He's like, but what a good aim.